You got dumped and you wisely went no contact after getting dumped, but now you're starting to see signs that your ex is checking up on you through mutual friends or maybe stalking your social media, and they want to know for sure if you've moved on or not. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 ways you can know beyond a shadow of a doubt that your ex is still checking to see if you've moved on, and you can take advantage of that and get them back if that's what you want. So let's talk about it. Before we dive into those 5 signs though, I just want to say that sometimes people check to see what their ex is up to just out of curiosity, or maybe it's their own ego. They want to know that you're desperate and broken without them and that you can't move on. And they love that because it feeds their ego. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they want you back, but it very well could. And your job, of course, is going to be to figure out which one of those it is. And it's worth pointing out that most of the time, exes are not going to say, "Oh my God, I totally screwed up. I should never have dumped you. Will you please take me back?" Because they don't want to be that open and that vulnerable in case you say no. So most of the time, they just kind of tread lightly. They dance around the issue. They put their feelers out to see if you might still be interested, and then they'll open up the lines of communication. Test number 1, the friend probe. They may begin to initiate casual conversations with mutual friends or maybe family members that they're still in contact with and just kind of get a general sense of what you've been up to. They might frame the questions to seem like, it's no big deal. They're not really that concerned. They're just kind of lightly curious. But they may begin to initiate more specific questions once that door has been opened. They may want to know what's going on with you and your life and your status. They may want to know if you're asking the mutual friends about them. And they may want to know if you are showing signs of regret that you got dumped. And of course, this is an easy way for your ex to check up on you using these trusted friends. But it's worth pointing out that not every mutual friend is going to want to be in the middle of this. Many will want to remain neutral, kind of like Switzerland, and they may not report back to you what the ex is saying to them, and they may even shut it down altogether with your ex. Test number 2, the social circle check. They may make strategic appearances at group events they think it's likely you're going to be at, and then they're going to be gauging your reaction when you see them. They're going to be looking for your comfort level, who else you're talking to at the event, and whether or not you go up to them when you see them. And you should not do that. You might be polite, you might wave and smile, but don't go over to them. If they dumped you, they got some work to do. Make them come to you if they want to talk to you. They may also be using your friends to kind of keep tabs on your location. They may say, what's he been up to? Where's he been going? That kind of thing. So if you see them, I don't care what you're feeling on the inside. On the outside, you've got to seem calm, cool, and indifferent. Don't make a big reaction or a big scene when you see them. Test number 3, the dating intel. They may use different approaches with different people to find out who you've been dating or if you've been dating. They might ask questions like, hey, is he on the dating apps? Or they may say, does he have any new romantic interests? Or they may want to know if your type has changed. Ultimately, they care about your dating life because they want to know if you have really moved on. And they also kind of want to know if you would come back if they wanted you back. And again, it could be because they regret dumping you and they're genuinely missing you, but it could also be just their ego not wanting you to move on and being miserable. If your friends are routinely telling you a lot of this kind of stuff, it's okay to leave that line of communication open and just know that the information is going to keep flowing. But it's also okay, especially if you really have moved on, to shut it down and say, hey, you know what? I wish them the very best, but I don't really want to keep sharing information through mutual friends about what's going on with each of us. I've moved on and they should move on too. And then change the subject. Test number 4, the emotional status report. They may be asking mutual family and friends about your healing process and your healing journey, where you're at in that journey. And what they're really trying to learn is, where is your level of emotional availability? Are you shut down and you're sad and you're desperate? Or are you free and open and you're kind of healed and you're ready to move on? They may also be looking for signs of lingering attachment to them. And what they don't want to know is that you've made all this progress and all this healing and you're really moving on. They probably don't want that. Test number 5, the future plans survey. Here they may be asking about career changes. Have you changed jobs? Have you gotten a promotion at work? They may also want to know about living changes. Maybe you've moved somewhere or are planning to move. Are you planning to move out of the city and move somewhere else completely different, a radical life change like that? And overall, what are your long-term plans? And are you planning a vacation to somewhere exotic? And who's going with you? Future plans interest them, of course, because they would ultimately like to be part of it. At least part of them wants that. And they're hoping to discover enough information to know whether or not they have a shot at getting you back. And of course, this ultimately does reflect on their uncertainty. They are uncertain if they made the right choice by dumping you. And the more information they get, the more certain they can become. And that's why it's crucial that you remain neutral, indifferent, non-emotional, non-volatile. You're not blowing up when you hear these questions. You're not getting upset. You're not crying. None of that. You are stoic. You're like, hey, I wish them the very best. I'm moving on with my life. They should move on too. That's what you want to convey to these mutual family and friends, because you really have no idea what information is being sent back to your ex. So I don't care how good of a friend these people are. Don't be too emotionally vulnerable with them, because many well-meaning friends will say things to exes like, oh my God, he's so devastated and lost without you. If only you could see how hurt he is and how lost he is and how much he needs you. And they think they're helping when they say that kind of thing. But really, that does not make you look attractive. That makes you look pathetic. So be careful about what you say back to these mutual family and friends. Remember, I do offer one-on-one coaching. So if I can help you with any situation, that can be a phone call, a Zoom session, or you can simply email me your problem and I'll record a custom video just like this one and get it back to you within a couple of weekdays. If you want more info on that, it's down in the description or on this card right up here. But let me know your story down in the comments and I'll see you in the next video.